everybody, this is Let's Be Real with Brad, and today I'm going to be talking about some early Halloween horror films that are going to be doing in September. I only got like 2 weeks left. Then I'm going to do my October Halloween movie reviews, but I wanted to get one out of the way, and that is Jordan Peele's written and directed film, Get Out. Get Out was such a phenomenally culturally important film that came out in 2017. Everyone had basically seen Get Out. It had great reviews, it made so much money at the box office, and it garnered so many Academy Award nominations. Everyone knew about this movie, it had been parodied, everyone has already mentioned it with The Sunken Place. It really brought on the career of Daniel Kaluuya and Jordan Peele, who had already been known for Key and Peele, having this rise in stardom. This was a really influential film, and it was in the sense because it was so good, but because of the content that's in it and how Jordan Peele handled its originality with the ideas of white supremacy and racism and just making it just this really great horror film that is gonna age so well. And after watching it 3 years later, this movie is still as good, if not better, than the first time I watched it. But let's just get on with the positives, and let's just start off with the acting. Daniel Kaluuya is awesome. He was nominated for Best Actor for this film, and rightfully so. He kills it in every point of this movie. The rest of the crew with Bradley Whitford is tremendous. I think he is severely underrated in this film. Allison Williams and Catherine Keener do a fantastic job as well. I also love, like I said before, the originality. This is a film that I don't think I've ever seen before, and that's why like so many people love this movie. So many people talk about this movie because it's just so creative of how Jordan Peele uses these strong themes that are heavily present in the film, but make it so apparent and so lifelike, and just feels like it has something to say, especially to today's current times. And that's what made it just so terrifying, because the more you read into it, the more you think about it, the more dark, the more twisted that it is. There's a lot of subtle hints throughout the film of what are things being applied as, and I thought that was just truly tremendous. I think this is also a great looking film. It is just really done well, really great filmmaking, and the fact that this movie only had like a $4 million budget is incredible, because this looks completely professional. All the props and sets look awesome. You could tell like they use their money so wisely and accordingly, and that's something that I think this movie hasn't gotten enough credit for. I love the buildup of this movie. I think it's extremely fast paced. Like watching it the second time, I was like, man, this movie's basically done. Like when I was getting to that second half, and I was very impressed of how just it's sped through constantly, and you're never bored throughout, and they escalate the tension throughout so well. And that is something that Jordan Peele has shown in his next film, Us, that he is great at doing. I think the second half is great. It's violent, it's brutal, and it really captures everything that you just want to feel the entire point of the film. And it's pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie. It definitely kept me on the edge of my seat. My only negatives with this film is I love the character Rod, but I do think some of the humor definitely takes out the tension with inside the film, and I get it, it's supposed to de-escalate, and I think at times it works, but there are times where the humor is just too much, and then it kind of takes me out of the film altogether, and you're like, I thought this was a horror film. I thought the content in this film was pretty dark and pretty sadistic. There's also one scene that I don't know why it's in here. I think they should have completely cut it out, and I honestly don't think it would have changed anything. It's when Rod is talking to TSA agent person, and it's just basically him explaining everything that's going on, and it just feels very ridiculous. It feels very unrealistic, and I just wish we didn't even have it all, because it definitely broke out the pace. The other issue that I was going to get into is that I think this movie at times is subtle, especially with its language, that you kind of have to know people of culture to truly understand how people word things to get what they want across, and I think Jordan Peele does a great job writing that. But I also think there are times where it's just not subtle in the slightest, and some of it is too on the nose, and maybe it's not for some people who watch this movie and they don't understand it at all. This is an important and influential film that I think everyone needs to check out, especially if you're a horror fan or just a fan of movies in general. I am so glad that this movie is as popular as it is and people really enjoy it as much as it is, and I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. Let me know, did you guys really love this movie? Do you guys like this movie? Do you think Us is better? I would love to know about it down below in the comments section. Please dislike and share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me that you guys have subscribed, liking my videos. You guys are the best, the best, the best. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.